Hello, it's John C.
Bruh.
Hello, it's John C.
Bruh.
Welcome to maybe a 1 hour stream. We'll try and speed run this one. We have two simple tasks. Move some math logic to my DLL and make ships warp in along a radius around the sun instead of on top of the sun. And they also all clash together as well. So we're gonna create a little formation for them to spawn in. Hello, not sure. Welcome. Good to see you. So I'll probably start with the easy task of moving this little bit of maths or math into the DLL. So let me open up the DLL. Hope you like the blue theme I've got going on. It's 1:15 midnight, so there's no daylight behind me, obviously. And if I use a pure white LED effect, it's a bit too strong on the eyes, I think, so we're going for a nice chill blue tonight. So let's open this up properly. It's going to be in maths. Maths and physics, they're obviously linked, but in terms of Unity physics, we'll keep it separate. So we'll do this in the maths class. Isn't red supposed to be good for nightlight? It is. It is. The only thing, I suppose the only reason I've not done that is because, one second, if I can find a red one, you can't really see me. So it's good for my eyes, but you can't really see me. I may as well just turn off the camera, I think. Unless you like this view right now, nice and red. Yeah, I do prefer, if I'm not on camera, I'll use the red, but just for a bit of extra visibility, we'll go for a blue. So, this is my DLL, a bunch of different classes I use throughout my Unity projects. And this one is open source, so if you ever think of any improvements or any super useful and cool mathematic functions, you could technically request to add one in here. But for now, I'm just going to add distances, gradients, weighted chances. We want one for angles. I don't know how to categorize this. So all I'm doing, Runga cutter. I have no idea what that means. You might have to educate me on that one. Runga cutter. So ideally, when this is done, we want to call something like vector3 point equals rpslib dot maths dot solving differential equations. Okay, is that another term for it? I think I did differential equations in university, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago, which means I have now forgotten 100% of it. Get point on radius. Get point on radius. What do we want to pass in is the question. Runge cutter is how to solve differential equations with a computer. Okay, cool, good to know. Yeah, I've never heard of that term before. Is the music a bit too loud? It seems to be a bit too loud for me, personally. Let me just tone that down a little bit. Yeah, it should be normal now. Yeah, cool. So get point on radius. That's a good method name to use. What do we want to pass in here? Radius, but we use. Are we? What's this doing? Angle. Get position. 0. Random angle in radians. Oh. Oh, so we get the angle first, and then we expand it out on on a radius, and then we get that end point. I know it works, but yeah, the math doesn't always math in my brain. My only concern here is passing in the seed handler, which is very specific to this game, and I want this to be rather generic. Public class. Angles. Angles. And then public static. What are we getting out of this? Are we getting a float point, or is it a no, it's a vector free. Want to return a vector free. I did see your drawing, yes. What tools did you use, actually? I'm curious. I thought it was like a pencil drawing at first, but I looked closer and it seemed digital. Looks like, is it mirrored as well? It looked like it was a bit mirrored. That are you really good at symmetry drawing? Static vector free. Get point on radius. Wacom tablet and GIMP. Oh, GIMP! I've not used GIMP in years. I think I tried GIMP. Oh yeah, it might even be like 10 years ago or something. You are art. Yes, you are creating art. Therefore, you are. This should have an origin. Origin rate, radius, angle in degrees. Street photography. Oh, is that the one you posted in the Discord? I genuinely wasn't sure if that was like, a high definition render in Blender or something, or if it was a damn good photograph. So it's a damn good photograph. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. I've always been tempted to grab a decent camera. I mean, the camera on my phone is decent, but a decent camera, and just go and take pictures like that. And cityscapes as well. Cityscapes and nature. But yeah, I suppose I don't go out enough to do that. I can probably afford the camera now, but the main problem for me would be getting out the house and going and taking the pictures. I would enjoy it while doing it, but yeah, getting out there. Although I am travelling in December, just a 3-hour train ride for a work thing. So I might see what pictures I can take on that journey. So good leisure activity, yeah, definitely. As you're going about your day, going from A to B, take some sweet snapshots in between, yeah. Have you done the water trick? So there's like a puddle on the ground, you tilt the camera upside down, you take a picture, and it's weird, nice reflective effect. I've seen a few different tricks like that on short form media. So is this doing? What's this doing? Sine, angle, origin. And if I just copy and paste this in, we'll break it down a bit. so we get the angle. UFO photograph of a car in a lake. Are you talking about the car that was missing and they found on Google Earth, or something else? That's the only one I can think of with a car in a lake. Although you're saying UFO, so it's probably not that one. Cheers. Right, so this is my main concern here. We don't have the seed handler, and I don't really want to pass it into here as well, because that would sort of tie it to the specific game I'm making, whereas I want this to be generic for all projects. So, oh, we want origin. What else do we want? This might have to be done outside of this class. I said I'd start with the easiest thing, and I'm struggling. What did the AI suggest? Angling radians. Is there a way to get around that? Because we're using MathPy within the range here. What if we do this? No. Because if we just pass in the angle here. Truncate radius. Truncate radius. We pass it in here like this. Radius. Radius. Nope. Angle. 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 Yeah, because that's doing it. Currently doing it from vector free 0, which we do want, but we also want it to be able to have an origin point. So let's keep that in. Let's add an angle here. Float. We probably should keep that. Angle isn't used there, so let's remove it from the angle in degrees. Angle in degrees. Origin, I'll check that out in a second. Let's just pass in vector free 0 for now. The radius, and then it wants the angle at the end. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did I see that one? I might have seen that one. If I rotate my head enough. No, I still can't figure it out. Are we looking at this upside? No, wait a minute, what the Okay, now you do have me confused. I can see reflections down at the bottom here. Wait, no, it's mirrored there. What? But that reflection's not quite the same, is it? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which way upside down. Even looking upside down is confusing. Unless it really is a UFO. And we've been deceived that it isn't and that it's just a reflection. Yeah, never mind. It is what it is. MS Paint to the rescue. Yeah, I could flip it. But I want to try and get this done. Right, ideally I wanted this in one line. Get point and radius, we give it origin, the radius. Dan Aykroyd talking about UFOs for 3 hours. Yeah, just put the appropriate music on in the background and you'll convince anyone. Nah, they're out there somewhere. I mean, you've seen the Three-Eye Atlas asteroid passing by us, haven't you? That's sparked a bunch of debate. And even if that asteroid isn't aliens, it's definitely of scientific interest because of the way it's behaving. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Pass by Antarctica. Three-Eye Atlas, it just passed Mars. It's aligned itself like pretty much horizontally in our solar system to pass Mars and Jupiter almost perfectly for good close-up snapshots, and it's just gone past Mars. It's behind or going behind the sun at the minute, so we can't see it. But when it comes out on the other side, it'll go past Jupiter and we'll be able to point at the back end of it. So it's a weird one, you have to look it up. There's quite a few anomalies with it, like the composition of it doesn't make much sense. Based on our current knowledge, obviously. It could very well still just be natural. And just because it's come from deep space, it's not been part of our system. That specifically. Right, let me try and get this done because it's... I expected it to be simpler than this. The angle we want is always going to be the same here. I just don't want to use the seed handler. But we do in this case. Which is frustrating. But angle 2 equals range. Is there a different way to do this? discrete radius. Let's okay, let's just do that. I prefer that to be a one-line thing, but let's go with two because we're special and have a seed handler. So let me rebuild the DLL. I've forgotten to add various angle and radius. Is that what I think? Various angle functions. Get a origin, radius, and angle in degrees. Yeah, but if we already provide the angle, I don't think it is actually, because I think it just adds an extra step. So instead of just doing it in here, it has to go, it has to go to my library, go to this method, and do that. I think it does just add an extra step. And all this will be sort of pre-compiled. So it would probably be nanoseconds quicker if I just did this in here. So this is more for I never have to write it again. So if I go to a different project and I want to basically do the same thing, I know I can just call this method and I don't have to worry about the maths anymore. It's just reusability. I could do with adding some more raycast stuff in here as well. But then again, if I do raycast in the update function, it might actually impact performance if I'm calling it from here. Right, that'll do. Let me rebuild that, and then drag it into the project. And this should then just work. Hopefully the maths works here. If it doesn't work, I'll just undo it and move on. So release DLL and the XML. PS library. Just paste them into here.
A few moments later. A few moments later. A few moments later.
You can do it, Unity, come on.
A few moments later.
Okay, we'll better have some. I'm curious why it's taking this long, actually. And we're done. And spell it wrong or something. What are you doing here? Get point on radius. Vector free. Float. Float. Oh. It's me. It's always me. There. Angles. Get point on radius. So, where I was going with this is, if we enter a system with pirates, we want to spawn those pirates logically. I think I want to spawn them in a formation along a radius around the sun. So the jump gate currently does that, but that's not in a formation or anything. That just spawns somewhere around the sun. I want to do the same with the ships, but in a formation. And then hopefully I can use that warp-in effector I made, and they'll all nicely warp into the scene. Sounds cool. Yeah, if I can get it working. It's one of those, it'll be more fussy work than anything else. So it looks like the warp gate is fine. That's still spawning as expected. I also scaled things up a little bit between last stream. So the planets are a bit bigger, the stars are a bit bigger, and the space in between everything is a bit bigger. Just to scale everything up a little bit. Although looking at the asteroid belt around the planet might need adjusting. This is way too far out for me. Make them a bit smaller. Right. So that works, which means we can work on the pirate ships. Yeah, I'm trying to balance the scale between... Don't know what I'm saying. You know, I don't want the player to have to traverse realistic distances by any means to get from A to B. This is more... not quite arcade style, but you know... Like in No Man's Sky, you only have to go for a certain amount of time before you can get to your next destination. So everything should be fairly close to each other. But not too close and too small that you can do everything in about 5 seconds. Alright, let me just... Okay. Right, so if we're in a pirate system, we spawn those pirates. And we want to position them in here. So let's use the new method we just made, shall we? Vector free spawn position. Oh no, we don't want to do that. We want spawn positioning. We want the root transform of the formation that I'm going to make, which is just going to be a list of transforms. I'll show you that in a minute. So spawn position. Would we call it a fleet? Fleet root position. Fleet root position. Not sure. Can you see the code fine, or do you want me to zoom in a little bit? Or is it readable? Fleet route position is going to be obvious. lib.maths.angles.getPointOfRadius. Cool, cheers. And the origin In this case, we can use vector 30. Jump gate, no, radius. Is this how I want to do it? I want ships to be able to spawn pretty much anywhere in the system, really. But let's do it around the jump gate radius for now. Easy to change later on. Angle in degrees. What did we do for that? Float angle. Yeah, sure. Pop that in there. If we only have one fleet warping in at any one time, then we can just use one transform that we can move around. Fleet route transform. I really need to make more of my things private and serialize the fields. Bit of a bad habit there. Like most of these can be private, but serialized fields, so they show in the inspector. Fleet route transformed. Position equals the fleet route position. And then within here, so if I visualize this, let's go to my test scene, create an empty transform, fleet route transform. I'm going to change this to a little label so it's easier to see. Fleet route transform. 3D icons. No, not in this case. Right, so spawn point 01. I always forget how big the ships are. Because they're generated procedurally, it's like it's about a cube or something. Should have a deep material. Yep, take that. So if I do something like this, might have to adjust these based on ship sizes, but in fact, that should give us enough room for different ships. Flying through the gate to use it? No. So at the moment, that gate doesn't actually serve any purpose. I think I mentioned that in the Discord yesterday, actually. Because ships are going to be warping in pretty much anywhere they want in the scene. The warp gate is kind of redundant. And at the moment, it's just the player's entry point. And that's all it is, so I'm not sure what to do with it. I can either use it for like some special transport, like going from... Like if you find a gate, you might be able to go to like a much more distant system, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I might end up just deleting it. Yeah. So this is like the formation I want to use. Onboard warp drive. Yeah. I was thinking of going for something that's a bit like Star Trek Discovery's mycelial drive. So ships can just sort of phase out anywhere in the scene and then phase in anywhere else. Oh, you're not seen Discovery? It probably wasn't... I don't think it's one of the best shows they've made. And the mycelial warp drive sort of grew on me a bit. It's so you know, mycelium is, you know, mushrooms and stuff underground. It's basically that, but in space. And they're created by the tardigrades. So it really is like putting the underground mushroom ecosystem in space, and that's used to like travel between A and B instantly. So this is the fleet formation I'll test with here. So every one of these green cubes is basically where a ship can spawn in, and it'll pick a random spot to spawn in from. Drive mechanism in Andy Weir's Hail Mary. Oh, I've not seen that. Maybe they stole it. Right, so if I make that a prefab, I can... No, I don't need to make it a prefab, do I? Well, yeah. Excuse me. Where would I put this? Ships. Warp. It is for warping in, so I guess we'll put it in the warp thing here. Now, if we go to planetary system scene, dynamic ships, pop that in there, reset the transform. Planetary system generator. System generator is there. Let's move it into this instead. And we basically want to store all of those points. For a list of transforms. spawn position transforms. Make this a serialized field. Let's spell it. I'm not going to worry about two ships spawning on the same spot just yet. I can do that later. Align with the sun. Let's have them looking at the sun when they spawn in. So, favorite transform. Look at that. Let's get rid of that one. And then we just need each pirate ship to pick one of transforms. What did I call it? Spawn position transform. Let's rename that. Spawn positions. And then let's get a random. We don't care about passing a seed in here. Random range between 0 and spawn positions. Count position. What am I missing here? We don't need that. Y should be 0, that's fine. It probably will be anyway. Transform the position is a new spawn position. So, is that good to go? Let's give it a test. I need to add them actually. Where is it? Spawn positions. Let's get that assigned. Let's drop all these in here. Boom. Boom. Let's give it a test. Wait. Yeah, let's keep the debug cubes in there for now. For a second. Might help visualize this. Find some pirates. Yeah, I think it's good background music for streaming. Beats to chill/game 2. It's just this synthwave radio, lo-fi girl. Why can't I find pirates? There we go. I put in your suggestion, not sure, for the faction icon in the bottom right corner of the hover panel here. I don't quite like how it is. It's functional, but I'm not sure how else I could display which faction's in here. Like, could I mess with the colours of the panel, maybe? But so far it's just this icon in the bottom right corner. I'm not sure if I like the position of it either. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was definitely you. I think you suggested just changing the colour of something, depending on faction. Like red if there's pirates. Can't remember. It might have been the last stream I did, actually. Oh, there we go. Yeah, when you said change the colour of the system. Okay, so that is kind of working. That's a very bright, extra bright star. I mean, it's not good that they spawned right next to the warp gate, but you can hopefully see what I'm doing. They'll spawn somewhere on those cubes instead of just all spawning in the exact same spot above the sun or like the nearest planet. And then I can implement the warp effects, so they'll sort of warp in off screen and land within, you know, these spawn positions. I also noticed when I did the shields, more bullets the better, yeah. Although we'd definitely be dead by now. I noticed when I did the shields, I also disabled the hit effects for the actual ship itself. So there's no impact, there's no audio. And I've also realised these debug cubes actually have physics, so no wonder that didn't look quite right. So if I go in here, just disable these box colliders. Yeah, me too. I'm just hoping that it was by chance they spawned at the same place as the warp gate. Let's try again. Because I'm using the seed handler to get that. Maybe we don't want to. Because we don't. Yeah, because I don't care if they spawn in the same position if you go into the same location, same system. So am I going crazy? Math.range, math F. I know it's math F.range. Am I going crazy here? What are we using? Do we have any plans for space radar? They're going to be pretty small. Radar as in like detecting enemies in the distance? Or maybe they don't show up until they're in a certain range? I think I'll be doing that, yeah. If that's what you mean. Because I did want... Okay, yeah, enemies in the distance, yeah. So that was another reason for scaling things up that I mentioned earlier, just so there's a bit more distance between things. So we can have enemies lurking on that distant planet that you'll have to travel to even know they're there. Yeah. I'm just wondering why my F.range isn't doing anything. Am I going crazy here? It's Math F, Unity Engine, Math F, Rain, no. What the hell? Oh no, it's random.range. You can tell I've not used that for a little bit. Oh, we didn't need using system after all, I think. Sure. We don't really need that there either. Random.range. which means I can simplify it again. Let's add this back into here, which means we don't have to pass in the angle, which is the third parameter, because we do it in here. That's what I wanted. Let's get rid of that. In fact, let's get rid of that altogether. Make a fresh one. Get a random point on a radius around an origin point. Which means we can get rid of that and we can have it as one line, which is what I wanted before. Let's rebuild and pop that back in. This is where we wait for 10 minutes.
A few moments later.
That's both goals completed. Thanks for joining, guys. This game is a passion project, not purely commercial. Passion. I mean, it's gonna go up for sale, so it'll be for making some money as well. But mostly passion. Yes, passion for money. Yeah. I've always wanted to make a space game. Yeah, I've had many space game prototypes over the years. One was like just commanding a ship, and you're flying in 3D space, shooting things, and that's as far as it went. The other one was like a real-time strategy game, so you'd box select a bunch of spaceships, tell them to go and attack, like a traditional RTS kind of style game. That never worked out either. So I feel like this might be a kind of a combination of everything I wanted. I don't know. You love the ships in this game. My game? Well, thank you very much. Yeah, have you seen the 3D models of them? If I remember where they are. My stuff. Project resources. Space Nomads. Models. Ships. Ship components. Ship component collection. So the idea with that ship generation system that I think you've seen, yeah, so I make each component in Blender. Like, these are all separate objects. The fins are different, for example, these side engines. So I designed them in Blender so they visually make sense. And then in Unity, the system I've got sort of pieces them all back together. So let's say we don't have that wing or that one, so you'll have, you know, you'll get a ship with wings that generate like that. Just any combination of all these components stuck together. This was me starting to make a second style of ship. So they just have an ID tag as well. So top here, collection ID 0. So anything in here technically fits together. And then ship collection 1 is the one I started over here. So you can have different themed ships, like pirate ships might only be able to have pirate ship compatible parts. So you wouldn't be able to put this component on a pirate themed ship, for example. Yeah, I think it's quite a nice, it's quite a simple system, but it works very nicely. And I don't know how Nomads Sky does their ship generation, but it feels like something similar to what they do. Yeah, I need to make some more components soon. What was I doing? I think I was testing. What updated that DLL? So let's do a test again. I do want ship editing and creation at some point, but that might be tricky. I mean, it might simultaneously be tricky and easy because of how I've already set the system up. Yeah, pick up loot, upgrade ship, buy and sell things at the store. So I really need to work on the core gameplay loop, which is that thing I posted in the Discord. So we're just working on the some ship stuff in a minute. Repeat, take over the galaxy. Yeah, just colonize all the planets. Infinite money glitch. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. Yeah. So these are here regardless. So if we go to a pirate system, they should actually be used. I think red systems are my favourite, which is why I keep going to them. Alright, this one, 2 planets, pirate. It's a pirate faction. Here we go. And it didn't work. I mean, the route transform worked, this is the formation worked, but the pirate ships are still, they're over here. For some reason. What changed? If the transforms are there, then surely they have to spawn at the transform. Can I see what happened? Will gen. System should have these. Yeah, it's got the points there. So why are my ships over there? Why are you here? That should be straightforward. I don't understand why they're spawning over there. Fleet route position. That works. That works. That works because it's there for every pirate ship. We want the world position, which it's doing. Yeah? I don't know, it's broken. Can't we just use oop to spawn the ships instead of a loop? Oop instead of a loop? Might have to explain that one a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. I don't understand how that didn't work. Make it more object oriented. I'm not sure. I think this is quite a simple way to just have them spawn at these positions, even though it didn't work just now. Oh, it worked 5 minutes ago, so what did we actually change? Let's try a different system. Make the spawn box individually spawn a ship. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. I can't even find any more now. Because here I generate between 4 and 8 pirate ships, for example. So that spawns the actual ship in the world. So are you kind of saying doing this the other way around? So instead of for each pirate ship, for each possible spawn point we have, give it a chance to spawn a pirate ship. Yeah. We definitely can do that. Okay, okay. We'll do it your way for a minute. So, yeah, let's see if it's any better. Because then you'll still have a maximum amount of ships that spawn, of course, but it'll be less. You have a bit less control. Because here I can say, you know, between 4 and 8 ships, or just 1 or 2. But if we do limit that to the formation, spawn points, so yeah, I think I could see a benefit of doing it your way, Chief Idea Officer. Yeah, let's give it a go. So for each spawn point in spawn positions, yeah. Ah, there'll be 100 ways to do it, won't there? Yeah, no worries. So each spawn point position. Well, let's set the spawn point first. Excuse me. spawn position. Do I have a single spawn ship? Create new ship instance. That looks messy. Could do it like this. Spawn position does not count. Let's have a minimum of 1. Is that inclusive? Yeah. Spawn the ships. So we're still pre-spawning the amount of ships, but it is limited to the spawn position count. Then we can just go through each spawn position and just return a list. Yes. Pirate ships. I don't transform that position. It's going to be this spawn pause. No. Spawn positions. I dot position. Set the fleet spawn point, which for some stupid reason always spawns at the same place as the jump gate. Make it look at the sun. That's bothering me. Why is it spawning at that same position? Surely it's not the radius. Weird. Let's try that. Welcome back. For reach loops are a bit worse than for loops, but this should be fine in this case. Okay, pirates. Right. Oh dear. Nope. It's all going wrong now. That's okay. Yeah, that failed. I tell you what, let's just undo some of that. More ships, all of the ships. spawn positions. Yes, we can count for each spawn position. 50-50. Inclusive, exclusive, yeah. Do I need to do that? Yeah, anyway. Let's just test the theory. 0 and 8, yeah. Spawn ships. Ships. We'll spawn one ship. Hostile fighter, pirate faction. Yeah. I'm not... This can be tweaked easily, but... I keep going back to my original method. Let's make it a scriptable object. Could do, yeah. A scriptable object that handles the chances of certain things spawning. I'm just trying to think how it would work for different systems. Because if the system's like deserted, there's nobody living there, we might not even want anyone to warp in. You know, we might want a small chance. Spawn point. Could do. And we'll have like one that's at the back, a bit out of the way for like big capital ships. Ship. No. What's this going back as? A list. No, that's... I think that's overdoing it. I do like the idea of the spawn points themselves handling it. Transfer under position. Let's just do this for a minute. Spawn position. Spawn position. Right, 50% chance for each cube to spawn a pirate. Let's see what happens. I also want to add the warping effect as well before this stream's over. So let's just add an extra bonus task. Ships spawning in, use warp VFX. War. Oops. And I want to change how the ship warp in visual effect as well, because it's like the classic, the one I showed you, and then like a flash, like a Star Trek warp in. I think I want it to be more of a fade, like the Star Trek Discovery warp in. In fact, let me see if I can show you. Checked it out before. Star Trek Discovery warp. This one. Oops. If I show you this kind of effect. Let me bump up that quality. So it's not your traditional warp in from a distance. It's like you appear, you phase in. Like that. I mean, I don't want it to come down like it did. Yeah, a nice bit of lightning in there as well. So I think that's the kind of effect I want to do. Space lightning. There we go, we've got some pirates at sea. No, it's still failed. It's still... They're still spawning over there in the same position above the sun. They should be spawning in these cubes. And for some reason they're not. And for some reason it spawns in the same position as the Stargate. It just sometimes
Emotional damage.
it's just too much. So it doesn't make much sense actually. Why are these not spawning where they should? We don't care where they spawn originally, that's just getting them in there. Not sure isn't sure. You need to get that on a t-shirt, friend, you know. Amount, attitude, type, faction. Yeah, it was working like 2 minutes ago, wasn't it? We're not using local positions. I don't think we need to. Do we? No? Yes, no? We're not missing anything. Fleet route transform. It's over here. That spawns just fine. That's positioned correctly. For some reason setting the position is wrong. The world space position of that transform. This is going to be a stupid issue, isn't it? It's going to be something really stupid that I'm missing. I don't know if you can see anything that's a bit odd in there. Not sure for setting the position of these ships. Because it makes sense to me. We don't need to worry about local positions because we're not using them. This should quite simply be over here. Like, it should be like this. Basically, they should all spawn in like that. What's this returning? Ship. So it is returning the root object. So that should be fine. Am I going crazy? Current coordinate system. I mean, this is how we used to do it and it worked fine, so let me try and copy it to a degree. Spawn position as a new vector free spawn position. Somewhere. This will just pick a random one again, but transform the position in world space as spawn position. Let's ignore rotation for a minute. wait. Okay, that's fine. Same issue. How many have we spawned here? Ship base. 12? Okay, so it is about 50% of that. Can't be the timing, can it? Because we set the position of the fleet route transform first. Then we spawn ships and then we position them. Maybe we just go back to what we had. Let's just confirm if it is something funky in this commented bit. So we set the fleet position, spawn the pirate ships, pop them in there somewhere. If this works, I'll try and get the warping effect showing. Pirates. Maybe I should just up the amount of pirates in the galaxy for testing this. Give me fuel. Good, he should be on a mechanical keyboard. They're the best keyboards. Was it the one with the, those yellow banana keys? Switches, I mean. I like my 100% keyboard, mechanical keyboards, but I do see the appeal in the slightly smaller ones. Banana switches. Linear switches. Ah, come on, where are the pirates? I can't remember what my switches are in this one. It might be brown switches. Oh, why are there no pirates? Well, Jen. Is it not in here? Oh, banana's the same as brown. Oh. Stronger bump. Yeah. Faction chance. Pirate chance. 33.3, it's not way. Yeah, hopefully. The LEDs in mine are going, and sometimes it double types a letter, so I need to think about replacing mine soon as well. Though I like getting the ones with like the macro keys on the side. 104 key. Let's bump this up to 80 for now. Welcome, Addy. Hide. Yeah, sorry. Let's look a bit sharp now. Addy's back, shall we? Let's stop talking about him as well. Not sure. Right. Why am I still getting very little pirate systems here? Am I going crazy? Yeah, me too, actually. It's 2 AM. Well, then again, I've slept most of the day, so one of those days. It's working again, not sure. They're spawned in the positions. So I'm gonna keep that as it is, just for the fact it's working. You have a nice trip into town, Addy? Big city? Big city trip. Commit, yes. I was just thinking that, thank you. We need boat mechanics in here, yeah. I'm still not sure how to fix these spawning next to the warp gate though. But let's have them warp in. Space boats. We've got electricity now in the big city. Yeah. What were they running off before? Hopes and dreams? Yep, let's commit this. Planetary system generator. Oh, I did change that as well. I never committed you trash planet. Yeah, I can probably say the same about mine, maybe. But yeah, good to know she's feeling better anyway. I'm just trying to think what I need to actually check in here. System generator. Not specifically pirates. Fleet formation spawning plus DLL plus what else did I need to check in here? I moved planet height. Moved from the persistent class. Sounds like you need Starlink where you moves. Can you get fast like fiber to the property or anything there? Or would it need to be Starlink? Where the Y coordinate for your boat points were all weird. Not sure. How are they weird with the Y points? You guys wish well. They're just strangers on the internet. I'll check the rest in later. I can't remember what exactly it is. Boomers. Careful. Right, so let's just work with that. And when the ship spawns in, we want it to animate the warping effect, so we don't want it to just appear. There's no wired high-speed interconnection in these parts. In these here parts, Starlink it is. You get a 5G connection there, don't you? Did you say? Wonder if you can utilize that 5G, a strong 5G connection, or Starlink maybe. Right, so we create our pirate ships, position them, and then we want to. Don't like using get component here, but let's work with it. Ship instance. Could spell it. Thank you. Dot. It's not in it. Warp in. Then the ship handles the whole warping effect. So we have initialize. Oh, we initialize in there, so the warping effect would be second. Void warp in. So what would we want to have? Step 1, mesh would be invisible. Step 2 would play the warp effects and sound effects, and step 3, yeah. Not sure added bouncing boobs to Space Nomads. No, but I'm sure given a bit of time, he will. And it's probably at that point I'll remove you both as contributors. No. Yeah, let's rename the game. Ship visuals transform. Is that what I think it is? Let's go to the ship base. Ship visuals transform. It is. It is. Although, do we just want the visuals, or do we want the whole object in general to do it? D-cup-sized adventure, yes. Yeah, the whole... I might just do the whole object. Yeah, go make a 3D model of a planet And then I can chuck it in. We don't want to disable the object, do we? Let's just get it going. There's probably a bunch of edge cases we need to think of here, but that's for off stream. That'll be laborious. So let's hide the visuals. We need reference to the warping effect. How are we doing the warping effect? Maybe we spawn that. Maybe we spawn the warp effect before we even spawn the ship. Choices. Procedurally generate the planets. Yeah, I think I will to a degree. A fairly basic degree. They only are in the sense that I've got 3 models at the minute, and it randomly picks one of them to display. Depends how I want to do it. I might just have more planet variants that it can pick from, but then we need to think about how it looks texture-wise. Do we add water to it? And then we also go into, do we want to visit these planets? Which I think I do at some point. Not the planet as a whole, like in No Man's Sky or something, but just like a square little section that you can play around in. Make the game simple and more like Dark Conquest. Just turn it into a bullet hell game. I did want to do a bullet hell game at one point. I don't think it's for this project, but yeah. I could do an open source bullet hell project. Yeah, I do link our games like that. So if you complete Saint Aveline, however we pronounced it, you go up in a ship, you go into my game, and then if you find the planet called Yanora, you get sent straight back into your game. Aveline. What if we don't handle it here? What if the ship creator handles it? No. Maybe. Open source the planets. Well, they can just send me the FBX files, can't they? I suppose they could upload the FBX files to the source control. We spawn the ship, we create the game object. No, maybe we should do it in here. We don't necessarily want them to always have a warping effect when they're spawning, but these ones do. So okay, let's just make it work, shall we? 9:30. That's a challenge, isn't it? What are we on? 2 AM for me. Prime time. Where do I want this? at the very bottom. Public game object. No, party. No. Yeah, game object. Warp in VFX. And then the particle system can play on awake, so that's fine. And then it can have a destruction handler, so that is also fine. Warp in VFX. Now let's instantiate it. Instantiate the warp in VFX at transform position and the identity here. Something like that. Maybe after 1 second. Okay, no, it was it 2 seconds? I'll improve this off stream, but let's just make it work for now, so we can actually see it happening. Make sure it works. Right, warp in VFX. Did I not make a... No, I don't think I did. No, I didn't make it. Right, time disabler, 2 seconds. 0.2, okay, that's... 0.2. Let's make that a prefab. Ship base, want you to spawn that when you warp in. Let's see how bad this looks. Oh, we might need a delay to spawn them in, actually. Okay, we saw nothing there. Fail. Just add a temporary invoke here. After 2 seconds, we'll do it. Associate the warping effect, that should be at the ship position and so on. Give me pirates, come on. This is like an 80% of pirates. But even with that, it seems difficult to find them. And now I need fuel. Come on. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Oh dear, okay. Alright, well, the delay works, but the visual effect doesn't. Let's see. Let's remove that force delay there. Start trail animation as soon as it spawns in. Right. Oh, well, it's not in the right layer. Some of them are, but let's make sure these are on the correct layer so they're actually displayed. Right, let's try once again. Oh, I just about saw it there. It's not a very obvious effect, but it was there. Let me hide them cubes. It might be too small. It's too small, I think. So, where's it gone? Where did I put the cubes? Here. Let's just hide that mesh. Try again. Pirates, please, come on. There we go. Right. Okay. It's there, the effect is very quick, and the timing is a bit off. Hopefully you saw that, what I'm trying to do. So the warping effect is fine, and then oh, it's because it's 0.2, isn't it? It's a 0.2 second. Let's pump it up to 0.5 and change that in the particle system. Yeah, like the shooting mechanics. Yeah. I can't wait to add more types of weapons as well. Yeah, so I think I've got an invisible sphere, and it just has a glowing trail renderer behind it. So it's quite simple, actually, to set up for it. Yeah, looks good. What was I doing? I need warping VFX. Let's up it to 0.5. Yes, there is. You can release it as a beta on Steam for, you know, for certain people, for testers, things like that. You will have to pay the $75 fee to put it up there, though. It's a one-time fee every time you put a game up on Steam. I'm not sure. I mean, there's nothing stopping me from sending you like a Google Drive with the executable, so we could do it that way, so we don't have to go through Steam just yet. Yeah, there'll be a Mac build, yes. Just for you. So if I go in here for a second, you'll be able to see the effect a bit easier. How am I building Mac? There is a Mac option in the build settings. Unity is very good for multi-platform support. Pretty much. I mean, there might be a couple of settings you have to tweak, but I'll show you after this in a second. I'm not sure how it works on the back end of it, but it could be that. Right, so I'll play that again for you. That's how it should be looking, and hopefully we see that when we play the game in a second. So you get the warping thing on the left and then a flash. So that's what I want to see when I play the game for each ship. Okay, so Mac build profiles. You can select your different architectures in here. All I'd have to do is click Mac OS. I don't have it installed yet, but there's a module you can install, and then you can literally just switch to that and make a build. It might be a bit tricky for me to debug on Mac because obviously I don't have one, so that's where people with a Mac come in rather useful. Yeah, I think Unity does its best to do that. Right once, run anywhere. So I could do Windows, Mac and Linux with pretty much no problem. Exactly, if there was just a Mac user in the chat, I could send them builds, they could test it, you know, pick up on Mac specific issues. Phew. Let's put that on maximized. Yeah. You can chuck in a Mac for me as well. Let's just send Not Sure to Microcenter for all our technological needs. And we'll pay you in thanks. Give me pirates. Yeah, you get a Mac, you get a Mac. Oh, I actually missed that. Let's try again. Let's have a look. Where are the ships? Over there. Why not? See, there we go. Okay. You see what I'm going for here. It's not perfect. But yeah, I'll tweak that off stream. You can see what I'm going for. Need more ships. More ships, more bullets. What are we on? 20 frames a second, 40 frames a second. Streaming doesn't help, but yeah. Satisfying. Oh, that sun's a bit bright, isn't it? Need some shades playing this game. No, that's the other thing, it's not aligned for some reason. I thought I did that, but... Oh, actually, no it is! So the warp effect is aligned to the ship, but the ships are not really orientated. So that was in here. This is because we had problems with this before. Each bullet is a game object, yes. I use object pooling, so we're not constantly instantiating and destroying objects. So each weapon on a ship instantiates and caches X amount of bullets. Just stagger coming in. Yeah, I think I just added that, but we can increase that a bit. It depends how and when I want these ships to spawn in during gameplay. Yeah, so I literally just disabled them after it's been... So when they disappear over here, they just get disabled, and then as it loops through the list of bullets, it moves it back to the ship, enables it, and then refires it. So it's, yeah, object pooling, just reusing these, so it doesn't, so you're not building up memory, you know, it helps control memory usage. I could make the bullet sprites, but at the moment it's just a trail renderer, so it's very basic anyway. It's a trail renderer with like a emissive color, basically. So yeah, there is like a 3D sphere behind the scene, and that's basically for collision. Now I could go one step further and just use raycasting to do that, which is especially common in like multiplayer games, so they don't actually have a bullet object flying through space, because it's it would take a lot to compute that, especially over a network. Can we make the bullets Gaussian splats? Overkill. Overkill. Best case for a Gaussian splat in this could be the space stations, which is like an interior. Will be. Right, so the ships should orientate. Yeah, we don't even do that. So pirate ship, rotation, transform rotation equals don't think we need that one. Spawn transform dot position. Spawn transform dot rotation. So now it should be better aligned, I think. Yeah, they should be aligned in the direction we want them to be now. Extra bonus task done. It's really annoying me, this sphere shader thing, but I have to go into like triplanar projection or some weird shader maths things, and it's just too much right now. So I'll have to put up with the stretched texture on the sun for a bit. God damn it, that still didn't work. Came from the wrong direction. Damn. So the ships are rotated correctly. And when this warps in... Oh, Quaternion! Switching to Quaternion identity, that's the reason. Switching to iPad, no problem. I'll be off here shortly anyway. Transform. Rotation. Should be as simple as that. That's good to know, Eddie. Yeah. Prime time. Can't say I haven't done the same. Hey, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Apart from the times that it doesn't work for some reason. Okay. I don't know why that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Now that I just need to appear from all directions. Yeah, for some reason it's limited to this area. Same with the warp gate. We need a mathematician. Is any... Addy, you're like a mathematician, right? Didn't you say you're a math guy? Where is it? I like math. So just give me a minute to get to it. Let me just... Shh. Silence. I'm basically grabbing a point on a radius to spawn the warp gate and the ships. But it doesn't seem to be working properly. Basically some of this was like AI generated, so it's probably that. Although the issue was there before as well, so maybe not. So I basically want to get a random point on a radius and spawn the stuff there. This always seems to spawn in the same place no matter what. So I don't know if your maths brain will spot an issue here with this specific function. Because this should get a random point on the whole radius, right? 360-degree radius? Or is that not how that will work? I don't think I had that last time, but we had the same issue. So if I pop radius, angle in there. It should change every time this is called, because this gets a random range between 0 and math pi squared. Cosine and sine only return 0 to 1. Multiplied by the radius and the origin positions. Should change, should be, because it's using random range. And what I'm passing in, can't get results in the negative quadrants. Interesting. And this is the line I passed to this method, which is from 0 in the game world, vector free 0. We pass the radius, and so it should get a point on that radius, which is, you know, it does seem to do, but it always seems to be in the same position. I have never spawned on like the bottom left of a sun. It always seems to be on the right hand side in the same spot, no matter which system I go into. I'd have to add a debug for that, I think. If I had a debug in here, if I just debug the angle, yeah, I'll pop this method in the Discord after the stream. In fact, let me rebuild this, and then we might get a bit more information. I feel like this is something AI could solve in like 2 seconds, but at the same time, this is what AI gave me, so. Let me replace this again. True, yeah. It's like 2:30 for me, and yeah. Where are you actually, Eddie? Are you still near Washington, or are you somewhere else for at your mum's? Oh, you have to travel 3 hours to hers, right? So you're in a slightly different time zone? Oh, same time zone. Okay. Oh, fair enough.
A few moments later. A few moments later. A few moments later.
Unity loves to recompile for like a good couple of minutes when I update the DLL. Thank you. Let's see what happens. Okay. Angle 0.065. Four. Okay, so it's what the fuck? This had pirates in it, right? Oh, hang on. Is this working now? Because I'm over here, ships are over there. Oh, now I'm over here. Pirates are nowhere to be seen, but oh, they're over there. Oh, okay. But that angle is quite small, 1, 4. But I am spawning in various different places now. So I think AI did it right, but this commented line here was the problem. So we're definitely changing the angle. No, that makes sense actually. That small value for angle does make sense. So yeah, that line was causing us the issue. So we can tidy that up and consider that finished. I'll do an export of that later. But yeah, looks like that works mostly. I think there's still a small issue with the ships sometimes spawning above the star, but yeah. You see the warping effect there, and then they spawn here, so that's a weird... Is it an edge... Is it a race condition? I still don't see how we set the transform here for these, for the fleet formation. Spawn those ships. Position the ships. Don't care about Y position, that's handled. I think you're right, not sure. There's definitely some weird coordinate issue going on here when we set the position of the ships. Just can't put my finger on why. Fleet route position. We change that. We make it look at the sun. And then we spawn the ships, and then we set their positions. Spawn positions. For each spawn position. No, then it wouldn't really be random. like spawn in a straight line. So no, that's fine. See, it worked there. Perfectly fine. I'll have to try and figure that out off stream, otherwise we'll be here all night. Let's just get a few looks at this. Spawning right next to me. Boom. Yeah, that was a good one. Boom. So when it works quite nicely. Bullet Storm is coming along nicely. Yeah, let's... Should we have up to like 64 ships just for you? Let me save that. Oh no, we can't really have 64 because there isn't 64 possible transforms that they can spawn. Probably 10 FPS, yeah. Let's just make a ton more spawn positions for now. Where are they? Thank you. Oops. Get a bunch of these. Let's add them over here as well. Mega fleet. I don't know if there's 64 there, but stream about to crash in 3, 2, 1. Right. Okay, here we go. Let's get the stats window up. Ooh. Oh, I didn't add them to the list. Hang on, bear with me. Bear with me. Let's do this properly. Let's just disable the mesh. Let's head to the planetary scene. I'll be off in a few minutes, Addy, so I'll catch you later, and I'll still post that radius code in the Discord, even though it seems to be working fine now. Because all I did was remove this angle and radiance section, this math degree to radius. I just removed that. Right, let me test this. If you're still there not sure, I'll just show this and then pretty much I'll be done. So I need to go to build gen. Let's just remove these and reassign them. $120 positions. That means 120 ships. Yeah. Well, up to. And we can just force it to do 120 ships, can't we? Inclusive, exclusive. Yeah, okay, let's go like that. So we should spawn 120 ships. Let's see what happens. If I can find any pirates, that is. There's an 80% chance, so why is it so hard to find them? Here we go. There they are. Okay, we're about 30 frames a second. About 20 frames when we're looking at them. Let's get over there. If you turn audio on, this is going to get messy. Turn your volume down. It begins. 20 frames. 12. 20. It's so slow to move around. Ugh. 2,500 batches. Wow. Yep. Hey, there you go. That's quite a scene, isn't it? Let's try and get in the middle. 10 frames a second. I'm trying to move, but it's so slow. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll have that many. Could use the Unity entity component system to handle this, but that means reworking quite a few different things. Just zoom in on the minimap. It's just green. Yeah, look at that. 5,000 badges. And for some reason a lot of shadows. Oh, I know what. Let me disable something and see the performance difference. Because I remember every ship, well, for one they have a health canvas, which doesn't help. But let's disable disable the ship headlight, because that is that no, it's not casting shadows. We'll disable that because that uses the fog asset that I shared with Addy. I'm just going to make sure none of the other things have unnecessary lights. Particle systems, trail renderers. Might be alright. Let's disable the health canvas just for the sake of it, because that is also doing a fair few things at runtime. See if that makes a big difference or not. Bullet storm, yes. Like a 10 FPS bullet storm, yeah. Okay, let's see what happens in here. Oof. Still slow. That's just the sheer amount. Well, 120 isn't even too bad. But I reckon it's a mixture of the visual effects and the code that's running on them. And your batches are very high, so it could be a graphical thing. Yeah, it's not quite as bad without the light, the volumetric light, but still quite bad. Yeah, let's get the profiler on this. Let's see exactly where it's. See exactly what's taking up most CPU time. Although I do feel like it's a graphical thing because there's just over 4,000 batches, 2,400 set pass calls. And lots of audio clips playing as well, although I think that's hard capped by the engine somewhere. Yeah. That's definitely worth looking into at some point, the optimization of the ships. But yeah, I think if you ever have that many ships on you, then you've probably killed the Emperor or something. Yeah, getting there. Yeah, and that list I have on Discord is probably what I'll work through over the next few weeks. We need to have our Marder battles. Yeah. I can definitely see the appeal of having large battles like that. You know, you bring your own little fleet along and you battle another fleet. So yeah. I don't know how cool. I don't think I'll work on that anytime soon because I want to get the main loop of the game going. But yeah, that's something to think about, definitely. So yeah, it's 10 to 3 in the morning, so I'm gonna watch a few YouTube videos maybe and go to sleep. So yeah, not sure. Thanks for tuning in. Addy, if you see this, thanks for tuning in as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.